Okay, so for the front section of this box, we're just going to do the base and 3 sides. We're just going to cover the insides of the base and the 3 sides. So just take a piece of your 12 by 12 paper and position them where they're going to go. Put your double-sided tape on, glue it down and cut it out, just like we did before on all the outside edges. So again, take your craft knife and cut around all the outside edges. Okay, that's what we've got there. So now we need to fold those over just to reinforce those creases of the sides and back. Alright, so that's going to sit there like that, and we're going to attach the front of it down the track. Okay, so that's what we have so far. So now we get 2 of our 3-inch hinges and attach them. And again, we do the same thing. We're just removing the tape backing from one side of the hinge, and in this case we're going to attach it to the back, and again slightly attaching it so that it's just overhanging the edge. Okay, so that's what you should have now. Now let's remove the tape backing. Oh, what have I, oh yeah, phew. Okay, and now apply our thin bead of glue along that, the side of the edge there, and it's actually in the crease of the hinge. Just there like that. Okay. And again, let's just stick it together. Just make sure that when you stick it together that your inside edges of your side and back are just touching. You can do it however you like. Just make sure that if you do it one way to one, then you need to do the same thing to all the others. That way they should all be the same width sizes. Okay, so then they should be the same size. There, hang on, I get them lined up. There. Okay. Alright. Now what are we going to do? We're going to determine what the length of this is going to be, so we can build our outer casing. Okay, so let's get the ruler and see. So now, remembering that we've got the extra pieces for the front, so they're going to sit there like that, so we've got to allow for that. And so we're going to end up with, let's see, how am I going to do this? Maybe I'll stand this up like that, join them all together. And we're going to get a length of, Now if I do that 7 3/4, that should be plenty. Okay, so we're going to do it 7 3/4 by, I'm going to the outer edge of this plus the thickness. So if I do this 4 1/4, yeah, okay, so the base is going to be 4 1/4 by 7 3/4. Okay, so base 4 1/4 by 7 3/4, and then the sides are going to be sides 7 3/4 by maybe 3 1/8, just in case. I just want them to come just up a bit. And then the back, we'll do, I think I'm just going to do 4 1/8 by the 3 1/8. Yeah, okay, let's see. This definitely needs, yeah, if I do the 4 1/8, I can get it wider. Yep, okay, let's do it. Now, for the inside, we didn't need to miter the edges of these hinges because they just went basically straight up and down. But for the outside, we're going to need to miter them. So I've done the two long ones, the two 7 3/4 inch ones, both ends. Done one of the 4 1/4 inch ends, both ends. Here's the second end. Now we're also going to need to miter just one end of each of the 3 1/8 inch hinges. These are going to be the bases of them. The tops of them don't need to be mitered. And I like to do a 45-degree miter angle. So hence the perfect trim tool. Okay, so there we've got 4 of the 3 1/8 inch hinges where we've mitered one end only. We've got 2 of the 4 1/4 inch, both ends mitered, and 2 of the 7 3/4 inch ends, both mitered. Now, I don't know why, whether it was necessary or not, but I have painted each of the 4 end pieces there, the ones that are going to go on here. It's going to be covered mainly with the metal strip, but anyway, done that. The end piece, I've actually painted the top end of it, and the side pieces, just painted the tops, and the base I haven't touched because you're not going to see it. So now what we need to do, first off, I think what we might do is join these 4 pieces that are going to be at the front. They're going to have the serrated edge strip on it there. So, and I'm going to just use A-leans to join all these. I'm not going to put score tape on the edges even. So So now we're going to take one of the 7 3/4 inch hinges, remove the tape backing from one of the sides. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to do the same sort of thing. So overlapping it on the edge slightly. There, so that will sit up like that. Let's do one of the backs. Overlapping it slightly. Like that. So that's what we should have now. And so now I'm going to remove the tape backing from the end of that base there. I'm going to put some wet glue, just a thin bead of wet glue along the edge there, that in the crease of that hinge. Then I'm going to take this piece here and I'm going to position it so it sits on the actual hinge, not the chipboard, so it butts up against that, the base of that chipboard, and then bring up your hinge, cardstock hinge there like that, and that should sit there nicely just like that. Now we're only going to put one of the sides on for now because we want to glue our boxes to the to the frame. Okay, so then again a thin bead of glue. Oops. And then let's grab this and position it on there so the front edges meet, and then the corner areas, the inside side areas of these should also meet. So we're sitting that on the cardstock hinge, and then bringing up the hinge on the outside there. Okay, so that should be sitting there like that. Alright, and I just want to hold that in place while that glue dries. So this is now where we can add one of our hinges that we've mited the one end only. So what I'm going to do is just try, I think I might run the bead of glue in there now, just on that score line. Remembering the mitered edge goes down the bottom, and lining these up. Okay, so I think I might do it this way, like that, and like that. Okay, so that then should be strong enough in there. Okay,